Hi friends, I'm here today to talk to you about the top 5 reasons that expats should move to Cambodia, which also are the top 5 reasons why we love Cambodia so much. I've made a list on my phone and I need to look at it because I've got the memory of a goldfish. So the top, or the number one that I'll mention is the weather. So I come from Saskatchewan, which is sort of Midwest Canada, and in the winter it can get to be like minus 40 out, so it's really freezing. We never have that here. I think that the worst thing that we have is during the rainy season, it will downpour for like 1 to 2 hours, and then it'll stop, and then it'll be nice and sunny. So it's already rained today. And actually you can just hear the pool in the background. That's the water that's going on. But it's already, it chucked it down earlier and then it stopped already. So it's already changed for the temperature. And actually when it rains, it cools it off a little bit. But normally the mean temperature for the whole year is like 31 degrees. And apparently it gets a little bit hotter here in Siem Reap, which I'm not sure about because we just moved here, okay? So the second reason that I want to talk about is the people. Everywhere we've traveled to, we've always found that people have been generally like really sort of kind and warm and welcoming. But Cambodia specifically, they've gone through a lot. They've had Khmer Rouge, which was a genocide, where I don't even know actually the exact number, that like millions of people were killed. Most of their population was wiped out. If you want to learn more, I'm not the person to ask because I only know a little bit about it, but it's called Khmer Rouge, Khmer, and then Rouge the same way as red in French. And because of that, the average age is quite low, and so most of the people here are quite young. You can still see older people, but for the most part, all of the people that had any sort of education were wiped out. The people here, they just seem like grateful to be alive, really. Like you run into people on the street or you pass by, and every single time they're like, which is like a polite way of saying hello. And they're just so kind. They will go out of their way to help you, out of their way to make sure that your stay is wonderful. And I know as well that like part of that has to do with the fact that like tourism is their main, ooh, there's a really cool spider right there. Tourism is their main industry. And so like we're at the location where actually, which takes me to number 3. So number 1, the weather is awesome. Number 2, the people are incredible. They're so warm. They have the most beautiful smiles you will ever see anywhere in your travels. Number 3, culture. So we were living in Phnom Penh before. There's quite a bit, like there's, you can see the Royal Palace, you can see lots of different museums that are there, the river is there. There's sort of like an island and several bridges, and there's 3 rivers that sort of like merge all together, including the Mekong. And here in Siem Reap, there's Angkor Wat. So it's called the Angkor Wat Cultural Park, I do believe. I think I might have just messed that up. Anyways, it's like that is the name for all of the temples that are within that area, and there's tons. There's the one temple that is called Taprom. Please correct me if I say this wrong, because I mean, we've been here for like 5 years, but I mean, like I said, memory of a goldfish, so I'm definitely gonna make mistakes. Taprom is the one where Angelina Jolie came, and she filmed Tomb Raider. It's fantastic. There's like all of these vines growing through the temples. It's really beautiful to look at. So the culture here. Also, you can, there's temples everywhere. There's also, you can go and see like Buddhist monks walking down the street at any time during the day, most particularly like in the morning. They go and they ask for an offering. So they hold out their hands, or they hold out a bowl, and they're given food by all of the neighboring areas or wherever they go. So they get food into the bowl, so that's what they eat. That's what their sustenance is for the day. And then they're also given money to help them run the temples, or to help them run the pagodas. So they call pagodas is what they call where the monks live. And yeah, so they're the students or children are meant to go into the pagodas to train to be Buddhist monks for a specific amount of time when they're young. And then if it's something that they really grow fond of, then they obviously can stay on for longer. There's also something interesting that I didn't learn until later, living here, is within the Buddhist tradition, if someone close to you passes away, it's very common for people to shave their heads. So you'll see monks that have their heads shaved, but you'll also see regular members of the community with their heads shaved, so children, and it could just be that they've someone in their family has passed away, mother, father, grandfather, aunt, uncle. They will shave their head to show that they're in mourning, to sort of help celebrate the life of the person that they've lost. Okay, number 3. So that's weather, the people, the culture. So number 4, it's really cheap to live here. So if you can see behind me, we live, like this is our pool. We live in a sort of gated community just outside of like the center of Siem Reap. We chose to live out here just because it's a little bit quieter, so you can't hear, I mean, Siem Reap is really not that loud anyways, but it's just even more quiet. So let me just, there we go, I'm back in. So this house that we paid for, and I did a video for it before, is actually like on the high end of what people will spend, but we spend, this particular house, it's got 4 bedrooms. You can go back and see the house tour if you want. 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and then it's got a pool. And the pool is like, it's a shallow one, so it only goes up to like the hips, but when it is a hot day, let me tell you, that's all you need. It's also deep enough that you can do laps, so it's quite nice. Yeah, so $800 a month. That's all we pay. We pay $50 for the pool to come and get cleaned 3 times a week. And so someone comes and checks the chemicals and does all of that. And then we pay $10 for waste removal, so for garbage to be taken away. Yeah, so you can go, hang on, let me just adjust the camera. You can go and eat here, and actually it's cheaper in Siem Reap than it is. I don't like the way that this camera is going. I want it to be up higher here. Siem Reap is actually cheaper than Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh can be quite expensive, and we found that we were like, if we were wanting to get a takeaway or go for a meal and we had our whole family with us, we could be spending, because we've got like 5 people, only 4 living with us now, that we could go out and it would cost us easily $100. And here, when we go out for a meal or whatnot, it's, I would say, like half of that. So it's way cheaper in Siem Reap to go out for a meal. If you're wanting to get food that's just like food that you get at any of the food vendors on like the street food, you can do that for way cheaper. The only thing that I would recommend is look for a place that's busy, because when it's busy, you know that they're selling the food quickly and you've got fresh food in front of you more often than not. Right? And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the ease of visas. So if you're thinking about retiring, if you're thinking about moving abroad to teach, to be an expat, if you're a teacher, I'm a teacher by trade, so I'm a certified teacher from Canada, which means that it's very easy for me to find employment here. There's also like a ton of NGOs here, so if you can find a job, if you find a job doing something you love, if you're willing to teach English, willing to teach in an international school, which has quite good benefits, it's really easy for you to go out and find a job. You can find a job from abroad and then they'll help you organize the visas here, but even here, I have a few friends in Phnom Penh. I'm starting to get to know some people here too, but they're foreigners and they've moved here and they've opened their own business, and it's as simple as when you're filling in the forms, it's basically like you're asking, normally you would ask for a visa sponsorship from the company you're working for, but if you're self-employed, you're writing a letter and asking yourself for visa sponsorship. So it's really easy to get visas. You just need like a photo and documentation. Actually, this sounds like it could be a whole other video, but it's really easy in any case for you to live here. The only other thing that you should know, which I could definitely include in a video at another time, is if you overstay your visa, it's not that big of a deal. They might look at you and be like, you've overstayed your visa, but all that will happen is that you'll have to pay $10 per day for the time that you've gone over your visa. Okay, so just going to recap on those 5 things again. So number 1, the weather, beautiful weather. Number 2, the people, wonderful people. Number 3, the culture, magnificent. Cheap to live. Number 4, super cheap to live. And number 5, ease of visas. Okay, so those are the 5 things. If you'd like to know more about one of them in particular, let me know, and I'll do a video specifically on that, because there's a lot of information out there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And if you want to know anything else, please drop something in the comments. I can do a video on that as well. Like I said before, we're expats living in Cambodia. I'm from Canada. My husband's from the UK. We have children. We love living here. If you want to see more of our videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a lovely day. Chamri Plia, which means goodbye. Or my Khmer is absolutely terrible. I'm not even going to say. There's like ways that you can say see you later that I've just forgotten. So Chamri Plia means goodbye. And I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day.